Welcome children in semester 2. I am your SS teacher. We will going to start SS history chapter lesson number 8, the first empire, the Mauryas. The first empire, the Mauryas. First of all, we will going to read recall box. Recall box. He was of humble origin but was pushing to acquire the throne by the superior power of the mind. When after having offended the king of Nanda by his insolence, he was condemned to death by the king, he was saved by the speed of his own feet. He gathered the bandits and invited Indians to change of rule. In this line, the Greek writer Justin, who lived in the 2nd century CE, is talking about the Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of Maurya Empire, the big king of the Maurya Empire. After this paragraph, we have two questions. What do you think about Chandragupta Maurya after reading the above lines? After reading the above lines, we can say that the Chandragupta Maurya was strong warrior, very strong warrior. What was the change of the rule being talked about here? What was the change? He invited Indians to the change of the rule. He invited Indians. Then, because he was foreigner, so he invited Indians to change of the rule. In this lesson, our first topic is Alexander's invasion. In this chapter, the first topic is Alexander's invasion. In 326 BC, Alexander, the ruler of the Macedonia in Greece, attacked the northwestern India and defeated a number of the republican states. In 326 BC, Alexander attacked the Indian and won the part of the northern western India of republic state. Alexander attacked northwestern India. The most famous of his battle was with Porus. Battle with Porus. The battle was told famous because the battle was between two brave warriors. And the battle with the Porus, whose kingdom lay between the rivers Jhelum and Chenab. Porus was defeated, but it is said that Alexander returned the kingdom to the Porus. Alexander returned the kingdom to the Porus. Why he returned the kingdom to the Porus? He thought that the Porus can look after it very well. He won the battle. Fighting with the Porus, Alexander won the battle, but he returned the kingdom to the Porus back. Alexander wanted to advance the further and defeat the Nanda ruler of the Magad, but his army refused to fight anymore. Now, after defeated the Porus, Alexander wanted to advance further, and now the goal to defeat Nanda ruler of the Magad, but his army refused to fight anymore. They were probably homesick and tired of the fighting. Why they didn't do like that? Because the army of the Alexander refused to fight. Why they refused to fight? Because of homesick and tired of fighting. After leaving, he appointed the governors in India. When he left from India, he appointed governors in India to look after the conquered territories. Alexander wanted to defeat Nanda ruler. Before leaving, he appointed the governors to looked after conquered territories. On his way back, Alexander died of an illness at Babylon in 320 BC. After his back, when he was returned, he died of illness. He died of an illness at Babylon in 320 BC. Alexander died of an illness at Babylon in 320 BC. Please recall this topic again. Alexander's invasion. Alexander attacked northwestern part of India. Battle with Porus. After won the battle with Porus, Alexander returned the kingdom to the Porus back. Alexander wanted to defeat Nanda ruler. Further, his plan to defeat Nanda ruler, but the army of the Alexander refused to fight because of homesickness and tired of fighting. Look leaving, he appointed the governors for the India to look after the part of his conqueror states. Alexander died when he was returned. Alexander died of an illness at Babylon in 323 BC. Children, please write down the topic in your notebook. After some time, we will move on to the next topic. We will now move on to the next topic. Now children, we move on to the next topic, Chandragupta Maurya and the Maurya Empire. The next topic is Chandragupta Maurya and the Maurya Empire. Chandragupta Maurya was the founder of Maurya dynasty in India. The empire set up by him in the first and one of the greatest empires of the ancient India. Maurya Empire is called as ancient India's greatest empire. The sources of information. When the history persons can get all that informations by of the Maurya period are Indica by the Magastan, Arthashastra by Kautilya, Mudraraksha, a play by Vishakhadatta, and the rock and the pillar edicts of the Asoka. When we got the information about the Maurya dynasty, we got the information from the sources of Mauryan period of Indica by Magastan, Arthashastra by Kautilya, Mudra Raksha, a play by Visakhadat, and Rock and Pillar, edict of the Asoka. Founder of Maurya dynasty, Mauryan period. When we get the information from the book of Indica by Magastan and Pillar edict of Ashok, Arthashastra by Kautilya, and Mudra Raksha by Visakha Dutt. Please children take out the pencil, and when it necessary underline by yourself, or when I tell please underline the words and the line. Chandragupta Maurya was an ambitious and intelligent person with the exceptional military abilities. Why he was too much intelligent and strong conqueror? Because he had exceptional military abilities. In 320 BC, he overthrew the Nandas and became an emperor of the Magad. He defeated the Nandas and became the emperor of the Magad. He was helped and guided by the advisor. In his court, the advisor named the Chanakya. Chanakya's other name was the Kautilya. Please underline the word. Chanakya's other name was Kautilya, who was a wise Brahman scholar. And the Mudra Raksha tells us how to plan revolutions to overthrow the Nanda. Here there is one box. I read this. Please listen it carefully. For it is only and only for your knowledge. Find out the meaning of the term empire, and do you know the name of the other empires? Discuss them in class, and there is the answer. An empire was much larger in the size than a kingdom. More resources were required to the governor an empire. The glory of the empire lay in its contribution in the different spheres such as art and architecture, literature, administration, etc. What is the meaning of empire? Empire meaning is it is a larger in size than kingdom. It is a larger in size than kingdom. Then the another paragraph is there. After ascending the throne, Chandragupta turned his attention to when he came up throne of the Magad. Now he wanted to won the Punjab and northwesterner part of the India. So after ascending the throne, Chandragupta turned his attention to the Punjab, western and northwestern India. Become an emperor of the Magad. After become emperor of the Magad, Chandragupta attention to Punjab, westerner and northwesterner India. In the northwest, he defeated Seleucus Nictor, the Greek governor appointed by the Alexander, and free northwest India from the Greek control. After this, he freed India from the Greek control because he defeated the Seleucus Nictor, and who was the Greek governor appointed by the Alexander. We learn about the Alexander in the early topic. And freed northwest India from the Greek control. Afghanistan, Baluchistan and the area west of Indus become a part of Chandragupta's empire. Now he large up his empire to the west and river of Indus. He became a part of the Chandragupta's empire. Seleucus also gave his daughter in marriage to Chandragupta and sent Magasthans as an ambassador to his court. Megasthenes as an ambassador to his court, and Seleucus, the governor of the Greek, gave his daughter in marriage to Chandragupta and sent the Megasthenes as an ambassador to his court. Chandragupta conquered many territories in the south, stretching his empire beyond the Vindhyas up to the Deccan. He spread his empire and large up it. Thus we see that the Chandragupta Maurya built a vast empire, very big empire he settled, which extended from the Hindu Kush in the northwest Bengal in the east and from Himalayas in the north to the Narmada in the south. He vast his empire, made it too much big, and it's extended from the Hindu Kush in the northwest to Bengal in the east and from Himalayas in the north to the Narmada in the south. Towards the end of his life, in 298 BC, Chandragupta became Jain monk and gave up throne in favor of his son Bindusar. He defeated Seleucus Nictor. He built up a vast empire, too much very big, and gave up the throne in favor of his son. Please children, note down this topic in your notebook. Now it's a homework time, children. Now children, it is time for homework. Write a note in homework children, write a note on Chandragupta Maurya. Now it is bye bye time. We will meet with next topic in another video. Thank you.